Good day, welcome to Multi Design. In the continuation of our quick challenge project that we are embarking upon for a while, this particular design was done based on the initiative that somebody contacted me to do a room apartment that I have 3 units on a single. So I have to do it quickly. So I want to use that knowledge to teach whosoever that have interest that follow my channel. So here now what we do is that I want to complete the elevation. I was we were able to do the floor plan complete of it in, and that's the stage 1. So the stage 2, it starts now by putting the 3Ds and the elevations together and see how fantastic the whole building will look like without checking the previous one. So now what we do, go to 3D and see how the whole thing starts. That is the stage of the reaction for the for this particular one. So see the beds are jumping up. What you need to do is select it. Say select all instance in this view. So what will you do? You have selected everywhere that is bed. So you reduce the size and bring it down to something like minus 850. Because that's how it is. So now it's come back and it's snapped to the ground level straight up. So in this place you see that there is still some work to do. There is no foundation of springs and things like that. So we need to create the roof and every other thing that need to be added to this. So we are doing that one continuously and consistently from this moment on. So what I do first is that I change this particular slab. You see I don't like the, so I'm changing the slab alone. So click on it and change it to something like normal white. I want it to be a white in color so that I'm going to have that as a normal difference from the every other one that I've done. So let this one update itself. So this is update and I'm clicking it and say okay. So it's update now, everything turn back to white. Good. So now let me now focus on what I do. The next thing I need to do is to select the, go to floor plan, select the walls, because you need to repeat all this word to your foundation space. So click here and say select all instance in this view. So what you need is say copy to clipboard, then go to foundation level and then say paste. I say align to current view. So everything is going to be here interloping with one another. So what you need to do according to highlight wall overlap. So what you do is to change the connected height here. So you should have 1 meter of height. So the slab take 200 millimeter. So what you left is 800. That will be the height of the whole wall that you're going to be seeing. So delete all instance as it's giving you the rules. So delete those instance. You don't need them. So what we do is collect this one and say select all instances in this view so that you delete everything that have association with that particular door. So do not hide, just delete because there's no need for them on the foundation ground. So select and select all instance, the same thing. Select all instance in this view and delete. So it's okay like that. So close these ones. Let them be closed. You close them, then you close them all. So the same thing, you may leave this one because it does not have anything to do with the front assembly whatsoever. So click here and see them in 3D. So this is what we are able to do. So the next thing you need to do now is to focus and create the roof. So from the roof, then we start creating what the balcony, the entrance point supposed to look like. So what we do here is that you go to level 2. At the level 2, I want to create, we are creating flat roof here because we are not going beyond that. So you select this from the inner part. So you select that and go down the and pick this plate. So you look at the distance between the wall so that the fall of the roof will be appropriate to what you are doing. So what you do here is check the check the distance. 9 meters is too much, so just use normal standard which is what 600, 2 feet to be precise. So you use that and you place. So what you do here is to delete all this slope because that is not what we want it to fall only to one side. So click here, define slope, and let this slope this side. So here you reduce the slope here to something like 4 so that to flat and slant normally. So click OK say do not attach to the roof. So if you attach it to the roof, everything is going to be big, but I don't want that because I want this roof to still have its own independence and maintain a certain level of consistency. So if it's okay with this roof, then leave it like that. If you are not okay, you can still continue to adjust the slope. So I'm going to adjust the slope to 5. So that is the slope for me. So what next did I need to do? I want to now work on the front wheel wall. So I'm creating this one as say level 2. So from level 2, say create similar. From here now you start creating this door which say this wall which stay above. So you put it here and let it land here. So you continue this one. It's only 3 ways that you're going to do it and you are done with what you need to do. So here you paste it here, escape. So start another one from this edge, then bring it to the following position. Good. So we step on with that. So go back to your 3D and go and see. This is what you have done. So now this need to follow the pattern in which the sloping situation is. So how do we do that? First, you can cut it off. If you want to cut it off, just cut it the profile by saying cut wall opening. So you can just like cutting it off from here like that. Can you see that it's cut off? But that is not what I want here. I want to redo the profile on my phone and get the idea of what I need it to be. So I'm dragging it down a little bit. So by there I'm doing editing profile. So go to west east elevation where you can actually see what you are doing. So from there you pick from the top. Yes, so drag this one to this level, then complete it. No, okay, you definitely do that. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with what you've done. That will be the case for you. So you do this and build it up. So what you do, select this middle one and delete it. So no use for the drawing anymore. So click finish and see if there's any issue. So no issue is mentioned. So you drag this one again to that same position. So you edit the profile by using these guys. So instead of you doing your own thing, just select this and let it match up with what you've done. So it will match and you trim the way you have done with this one. So all this so that I can be able to see the line clearly. I think we're done with this now. So click here and say finish. Good. So elevation are this coming off one after the other. So go back to 3D and still see for yourself. Can you see? Those things are generating by one step or the other. So we are here now to do. So what else do we need to do is to now profiling this space. So every one of them, the first thing to do is to create the stair path to which they are going to. That's the step to enter each apartment. So what do? You go to your south elevation. From the south elevation, then you click on model component. Model in place is what you need to do, but just as click casework. From casework, I call it steps. So click OK. So what I select is that I'm going to go to it because that's where I want to use. Just want extrusion straight up. So click OK. So this wall, I'm going to select the external part of this. Select the whole, yes. So I'm going to use this as my reference and that is my reference line. So I'm creating this one to suit what I need to suit, what I needed to be suited. So I'm doing this one for, so that is 240 and 140, 300 for foot. So if I have done this one, I'll delete it and start from where you're supposed to start. So you need to start from below. So close this up to this level. So take 300 out, type it if it's given a key. So many things you can do it. So 150. So you have done that. You can continue to type if you want, but for now I want to escape. I want to copy and paste. So copy, then copy to infinity, the level which I can see that okay, this is acceptable. So click here I think I'm okay with that. So the first steps will be higher than the remaining one. So I'm clicking OK. So go to start elevation and drag this to the point where it's supposed to stay. Like it stays here, it's okay. So that is it. So from here now you can now start to copy from one position to another. Just use the move constraint. So multiple, begin to drop it and drop it to the point of last. So you look at it in 3D and see that things are generating. So here you can just like, let me just change the texture, the material, so that everything will be changing accordingly. So I'm using it to duplicate this particular one. So go to appearance where you're going to see multiple. So I'm going to use flooring fit. So if I see the pattern in which I want here, I'm going to use it. So marble deep green. So can I use this to stay the tiles 12 by 12? Now let me use tiles 12 by 12 running appearance. I'm going to use this one, or travertine facade. So I'm using this one to do that. So that's the set. I can edit the image if it's your choice. So make sure that okay, it's more bigger. It's your choice again. Calculate it very well. So I'm going to use 5200 here. So if it's going to update there, I think it's totally accurate. So I'll select this one. So you can imagine that this whole thing change. So I've done with this now. So what I need to do is now to select the embellishing part so that everything is going to blend together and flow. So first I need to create coping around this edge. So what I do is 3D. So I'm going to focus on it. So use architecture, select component and say model in place. In the model in place, say casework. So when you choose a casework, say okay again. So what you do next is that you are going to use sweep. So the sweep you are going to use, instead of you using, you are going to pick parts. So 3D part is what you are picking at this junction. And I'm set. So I'm starting from the hairstyle because I'm going to create the profile from the east or west, anywhere that come from. So I'm selecting all the external reference parts. So when you click finish, there's no issue, it tell you. So there's no issue now. You go to the east. So we're going to set the parts, the profile right from there. So you click here and say rectangle. From the rectangular aspect, you can allow it to go. So you select like this. If you just check the measurements, this is 180. So I'm thinking 80, 150 will be okay. So here is 219. So let us just make it. Let's just make it 220 or 229. 290. So let it flow aside. So I want to have a round edge. I don't want to just have the edge like this. So I'm going to click the arc way and select it so that the edges are not going to be just 4 corners straight up. So I'm bend it the rules here. Good. So I want to do the same thing for this side as well. So I'm bending the rules this way as well. And say finish. So there's something staying here. It's a line intersect each other. Continue. Yes. So let's see where the line intersect one another, and this is the place. So click finish and click finish. So everything sets. Go to 3D and see what is already. So this is what it created at the top with white words, white finishing. So word 2, which is okay. Let's move on. So as we have done with this one, go to elevation and go and be creating some patterns that need to be created. So what we do here is that I'm going to click finish. I'm not going to leave this one this way. So by doing that, I'm going to edit the profile. By editing the profile, I want to bring out some of these to be aligned with the whole ideas. So this one that I have an issue with so delete that. what you do here now is to break all the lines in between here. So you copy this one into various space and so copy, then from here drop it here, and they're the same size according to the calculation. So do not put that aside because this one goes inside, goes on come inside. So click. By doing that, then you need to do some little arrangements. Delete this external one. So if there's any issue, you're going to rectify that by yourself. This last one needs to be deleted because it's line that is within the low profile sensor. So good. So this one is there. You can imagine that everything snap and sent to go. So I've done with this one. What I need to do next is to create a pattern for this front side. So I'm going to do that by saying, let me use the same, but let me use the same modeling but different style. So I'm coming here, level 1, by selecting create. I'm creating sweep this time around, but not I'm creating the path. So what am I doing? Select all the four sides, the rectangular pattern. I will click it like this, and I delete the back one because I don't need it. So I'm going to click and create my profile from the south elevation. So where am I starting my profile from? I'm creating it here by saying profile selection. So I'm putting this one here. 60 is okay for me. So click finish and see how far it will go around that space. So that will be giving you a lot of designing approach to whatever you want to do. I'm done with this aspect now. The next thing to focus on these edges and see how I'm going to arrange them to suit my courses. So what I do here is that I click here, I say components, model in place again. So casement whatsoever, you can decide not to use casement this time around, change everything, but all of them work similarly with one another. So that's why I just focusing on casement because it's a generic fundamental use. So casement 2, I'm going to do that by saying extrusion. Click OK and let me just pick the first side. So I'm selecting this by bringing all these four sides to my own use. So what I do next is that I arrange towards this by clicking this one. Now we drop it at the edge. So I'm giving the space from here, so which is 150, and I'm dropping it at 100. What's happening within here too is 100, and the one that's happening within this one too is 100, which is okay. I think everything is right. So I'm deleting by breaking this one into 2, so then I'll be able to fit in the profiling perfectly. So select that and close it to it. Finish this work as we are seeing it. So you can edit this one by copying this. You now copy all these ones together. Remember the way we used to do it. So copy from the door this time around and stop on one door. Drop from the door and drop from one door. So first starts all the style being equal. So you have that in place, which is the external preferences. Check it from this one and see whether that which you have done is purely suit you. So here you reduce this one to, let's say, 100 again. So it goes inside. So change the profiling and change the material. So let this material let it pick up this particular number 2, which is white. So it's not good enough. It's not going to go like that enough. So what we do next is that we go here and we will do what by saying copy this. So I'm going to do that to design this window, and that is what we want to do next. So edit the profile, delete all this. So select the only one window at the edge, click. So what next do you need to do? Offset this time around by 100 as well. So click there and then paste the 100 there. So you don't do anything that's funny, just only what you need to do is to copy and start copying from here, drop it here and drop it here. Finish. Elevations are set. click finish and see there. Go to 3D and you are here seeing something that is what pleasing to you. So quickly let us work on the surrounding specs by opening the foundation, select this and say component model in place, and say you want to create the flower first using the same placement as well. Click here. So what you do is that you click on extrusion. Extrusion is our agent for creativity, so you don't need to work on anything below this because this one is going to take care of itself. So what you need is offset, and offset is going to be 850. So click that and then select it. So this one you leave it in that way and say finish. So reduce this one to 200. Good. So edit the category by just putting it again. You can put it to white or change color or pattern whatsoever you want to do by that. So I'm just selecting that for my own use. So copy this particular one, don't do another one again. Just say press 1. So the distance of 1 is so minute that cannot be effects from this one. So you increase this height by adding 20 to it. So edit this one by duplicating the material itself. Duplicate the material. Now you're going to use surface, which is okay. Now you're going to select from the appearance library. You're going to go there and say site work. From your site work, just select a grass, which is what I'm going to take a grass of this one. So which is okay by me. Can edit this profile if you want to. Scale this one and reduce it if you feel like reducing it. So I'm just going to reduce it to 500. I want it to be a little bit tiny and deep. So that is okay for me. So as you have done with that one, so now you need to edit it. Offset it here. Where is it? So click here and say offset without what copy. 150 is enough. So do that. And all the surroundings. So click finish. After you do that, see it on 3D and this whole project are coming to life. So can you see that things are changing for good and for better? So we're done with this one. Click finish and then you begin to work on the flower issues and bringing the flowers to this point. So what do we do? Click here, go to flower, go to foundation, architecture, go to components, then select. You can pick flower from modeling sites and say to put site component. So this one is going to bring all the flower activities to you. So what do? Paste it where you need to paste, whatever you feel like pasting. So I'm selecting by pasting at this point. So I'm pasting here as well. You don't need to even paste. I did the whole things completely before you do that. Then what do? Click here and say edit the type. By the time you edit the type, change the coding by selecting this. Go to general stroke. If it's this what you need to do, only my nature is your idea. Go to there and select. So I'm using Crane Lily, so I'm choosing that one. By doing that, I change the height to something like 900 because I just want to be a little bit shorter. Good for me. So I having to Control Z, picking what I'm supposed not to. So I'm having to adjust it. Copy this and let it have its own something. Never mirror when you are working with image something because it's going to disappear. You are not going to see it again. All we just to please to copy and paste it where it's supposed to be pasted. So I think that is done. You can go there and do that for the back side as well. So I've done with this. So click here and say components again. You can put the lighting like these 3 LED lights to this front. You suppose that's where it's supposed to be. So but I'm not going to use it on the foundation because I want to change its position. So escape, go to level 2. So at level 2, that's where I want to use it. So because I've picked it now, it's going to recognize my assertion. So I'm using it on 1. So as I say there, go to elevation. This is where it is. But I'm adjusting it by taking it to the upper part. So from here, I will now start selecting from this edge to this edge and this edge. So did you see how the replica of the whole idea has been working? So you can just this one and say select post. So you elevation by saying you go to elevation by clicking on 200 so that the thing will move up, every one of them. So select this one, all the stands in this view, and let them follow the same pattern 200. So everything is going to jump up. Look at it from 3D. If you are pleased with it, it's good. If you are not, so you can still continue to edit and work your wonders towards it. So you can imagine that everything is bringing out the ideally inspiration. So this is the apartment that you have been creating. Every other thing you can add on your own. So just let me quickly do one thing we call camera setting. So from the camera, you can pick a camera and snap in this manner. So set it up by this. So change the size to 500, then 500. So you're going to check it from the very lower level by snapping it to that level. So third angle projection is what you needed. So I mean rule of 2/3 in the perspective design. So this is 1. So you can set your background, set whatsoever, change this one to realistic or whatever you want to do, put shadow, let the shadow be casted and things like that. So background and every other thing you need to do. So you can select another one by creating most from here. Now you select this and say snap another camera I want to pick from this angle, but this time around is going to be from above. So you see that it pick from below, which is normal, but I'm going to change the orientation. So what I need here is that I'm going to click on the 16. The ice elevation is going to be around 30,000 because very high things. Can you see? So the target elevation is below. So that is the idea between this one. So you can decide to change it, continue to adjust it. If it's 15 you want to use, or 20, let's say 20 this time around. And you see, so we begin to change the perspective and the way the protein used to be. You can adjust this one to see what you have done. So change this one again to realistic, things like that. So select your profiling level, and what I mean by that is that select your flooring issue, architecture, and create what you need to create on your own. Select that one. So foundation, which is okay. So if you want to change your material, click this and say duplicate, which is okay by you. Then go here and select a material that will suit that floor. So the level, this one, let us use the wall 1. So actually the name does not matter. All what is matter is the aspect of selecting, knowing what you are selecting. So you can imagine. So this is not just blank, it's not just flow. So the condition has been met. We are able to draw this one. Remember, we do the ground floor drawing by all this margin, the style and everything that we select representing. So make the elevation more easier for us to do. So this is the elevation that we have done. So this is the back elevation. You can decide to do that by selecting, and the same thing, do a graphic representation of the style. So you do the same thing at the front side. So by just selecting this, I imagine you can leave it if it's okay by you. Select this and this texture. So suiting, the more you work, the more you find relation you have with your. So replicate and create more design of your choice in this way. So this is the model we have made, and this is the act of our activities that we have done so far. So thanks for watching, time for you. So another quick design shall come for you. I'm not going to render this one. The rendering aspect you can do the way you want to do it and get it. So just focus on your camera issue and set your rendering the way it's supposed to be for your client, so that they will be happy and decide to give you more work to do than mine. So contracts, God bless you as we work with this and see what we have been able to do so far. So good. So that is it for this level.